But you know what else boggles my mind that I don't know that a lot of people, a lot of men actually notice is that men will defend this type of scenario, right? So they defend an older man with multiple kids with multiple women dating a younger woman, and they'll kind of rah-rah him on. But then when the relationship doesn't work out, or when, let's say, God forbid, she becomes his baby mama number seven, then now she's the fool. Now she should have known better. She should have chose better. Or as soon as she gets into her mid 30s and she's still not married because she's been dealing with men who don't want to commit, and now maybe she has one or two kids. Now it's like, well, why didn't you make a better choice when you were in your 20s, when you were in your prime? But when she was in her prime and she was dealing with this guy, you're rah-rahing, and instead of encouraging this young woman to make a better choice right now, while she still has a chance, while she still doesn't have kids, while she's not baby mama number seven. Okay, so y'all, there's a few different angles that I could take on this conversation about age and dating. Okay. But my real purpose for me bringing up this topic with Boosie and his young, well, I guess now I was gonna say girlfriend, but his young now fiance. Her name is like Rajel, I think Rajel Nelson or something like that. She's like a Instagram model, or I'm not really sure what she does. I just know that she's like an influencer or something. But my purpose of bringing this up is like, men, y'all don't realize that y'all got it made. Like when I say y'all don't realize how made y'all got it, you really don't realize how made y'all got it. Okay. And this is a prime example of just what I just said, that y'all got it made, because all you got to do as a man, really, let's just be real. You have anything you want as long as you got enough money to pay for it. We got Boosie here, who's 41 years old. He has 8 kids with 6 women, right? This girl is gorgeous. Gorgeous. She has no kids, at least as far as I know. She didn't have any kids, and she's in her 20s. And she's been off and on with Boosie her entire 20s. So Boosie, and being 12 years older than this young girl, not that I have an issue with it. They do whatever you want. But him being 12 years older than this girl and having all of these kids with all of these women, he still can get a woman who is in an ideal situation, take her off the market from another man who probably would be better for her. He can do that. You know why? Because he's got a name that he can help put her name out here and get her name out here with some clout to be attached with him. And he's got some money. So that's all he needed. Just a name and some money, and he can take the ideal woman off of the market. Like this woman, this girl is this is the woman, this is, if we're just talking about purely the ideal woman avatar that every man, no matter what his age, seems to say that he wants. They all say the same thing: fit, feminine, and then there's some other F. But she's young. She's in her a woman who's in her 20s, no kids, beautiful, in shape, can take care of herself, right? That's this is the avatar of the woman that can have any man that she wants. Every man says that this is the type of woman that he wants. So the fact that she decided to give her entire 20s to Boosie is just mind-boggling to me. I mean, it's just a testament. And I'm gonna show you guys exactly why this this is the case. I'm because I'm gonna show you guys. She went on a little bit of a rant on her TikTok page. She's, tired of people being all in her relationship, and tired of older women telling her, she shouldn't be dating this older dude. And you'll see what I'm talking about here.
I've been on him since I was 18. I started talking to him when I was 21, and I've been dating him since I was 24. This is the person who I've been with all my 20s. Let's talk about how many relationships you whores has been in all y'all life. Y'all come on here messing with me about me messing with somebody that's older than me, but who cares? Exactly. Girl, age don't matter. There you have it. Nobody is perfect. Y'all keep talking about what he did. He did this, did that. Which man do y'all know is perfect? Please tell me. Y'all hoes get cheated on every day. Ain't got nothing out the deal.
So I want you to listen to the keywords here. She said that, y'all are in these relationships off and on for years and years with these guys, and you're not getting anything out of the deal, okay? That tells you pretty much what you would need to know, and probably what you already suspected is that a relationship like this is purely transactional. There is no other reason why a woman in her situation would be with a man that's that much older and has, has to deal with that many different women and that many kids. There isn't there isn't anything appealing. Like, and when I'm saying this to you guys, I'm not saying this to be mean, but I can't have this conversation and not tell the truth and not and just tell people what sounds good and what they want to hear. Okay, the truth is that a woman like this is not going to enter into a union with a man in his situation unless it's transactional, unless she's getting something out of the deal, like she said. So, this is a transactional relationship. We hear off and on, I hear a lot of men who say that, a man's value increases as he gets older. And yes, you are correct. That is true. You know why it's true, guys? And I have to tell you the truth. Like, I can't, once again, I can't tell you what you want to hear. If I tell you what you want to hear, I'm not telling you the truth. This is how women think. Okay. It just is what it is. There is nothing, whether if you're male or female, nothing is appealing about aging. Nothing. As you get older, your body is going to start to, your looks are going to deteriorate. Your body is going to deteriorate. Sicknesses come into play. You're obviously, you're not going to be as physically attractive. You're not going to be as sexually pleasing. There's nothing appealing about having multiple kids with multiple people, whether if you're male or female. So the only thing that is appealing for a man who's older for a younger woman, the only thing that's appealing is the financial part. So all you got to do is have some money, but so there is a little bit, the reason why I'm saying this, guys, is because I feel like there's a little bit of delusion that I want to address when I'm seeing men who kind of go back and forth with older women saying, older women are not desirable and, nobody wants you after a certain age and blah, blah, blah. And now while that may be true, we don't have the options because we can't just pay, we can't pay to play like how a man can. Okay. It does not work like that with women. But, but to say that a man's age is what is giving him more value is false. That's not actually what's bringing the value, guys. The value is in the financial benefit of being with an older man. Now, for a woman who's older, being with a man who's in his 40s, 50s, 60s is beneficial because not only for the financial part, but also the mental characteristics of, being with somebody who's mature and, kind of understands you more. And, because being with a younger man, that the immaturity level is just not appeasing at all. So you would want to be with a man who's your age or older, even as an older woman, because of a lot of the mental factor. For a younger woman, mm-mm. She might care about your personality. She don't want you to be crazy, but that's not the most important factor. The most important factor is, can you provide and how much can you provide?
Titanic days, the English culture, they got married at 13 and 14, the old men, so they can be safe, so they could be, secure. But the thing about it is, I was 18. It wasn't like I was 10, 12, well, once 14, we hit 1980s, they just started doing it without getting nothing out the deal. You see what I'm saying? They wasn't, the culture changed.
So once again, like I said, we have this getting something out of the deal being brought up, and then that point was being brought up by probably a woman who's much older than Rajel. So I'm letting you know, like, this is just how women think. And so a man, he can get, like, it doesn't matter that he has 8 kids with 6 different women, because you know what? She's getting something out the deal. There's a financial benefit to that. It's transactional. Some people are truly in love. Some people are in love relationships. and some people are in purely transactional relationships. Because here's the thing, I'm about to play this next clip for you guys. This is a young woman. She's a TikToker, and she's not she's not looking for a transactional relationship. So if she's not looking for a transactional relationship, so being with an older man is not going to be appealing to her. Just watch.
I ain't letting no old suck the life out of me. No, I'm not doing it.
Why?
You want to hoe around in your 20s and your 30s. Now you're 50 and you single because you was hoeing around all around town, community dick. And now you want to get somebody that's younger because they less used. You're used. So you're used up and you want somebody less used up. No, go ahead and get your match. They be out here, they be having several baby mothers, several kids, but want a girl with no kids. No, get your match.
So I feel like this is an example of a woman who she's not swayed by the transactional stuff because she didn't mention anything about how much money he has, or it was purely like, look, you've been around the block. I don't have no kids. I don't plan on having no kids, but you got all these kids and all these baby mamas, and you think I'm about to deal with you. No, I'm not interested. Because why? Because this is a woman who obviously is not dating for a transactional purpose. Now, what I will say is that the dynamic of a man who has multiple kids isn't as big of a deal as a woman, just because our bodies are different. Women, we have to carry the child and we have to push it out. So, the more kids we have, the more, things down there change. And before a man, it's different. Like, so, when she's saying used up in this sense isn't quite, it's just not the same thing when we're talking about men and women. It just doesn't hit the same, because honestly, like, you would probably know a lot easier if a woman has a higher body count than you would a man, unless he has a bunch of kids, which is, obviously that's where the evidence is because he's got a bunch of kids. But it's just different. That's all I'm trying to say. So, but anyways, this conversation always baffles me. Like, this whole conversation of, you know, younger or older men preferring younger women, and once a woman passes a certain age or has a certain amount of kids, and she's pretty much kind of out the game, and it's pretty much over for you. And I that's not really true. I feel like that's more of something that people tend to say to me to kind of stir the pot and get a controversial conversation going. That's not true. There's older women who get married and remarried over and over again all the time. So, that stuff, all of that is not always the truth. But you know what else boggles my mind that I don't know that a lot of people, a lot of men actually notice, is that men will defend this type of scenario, right? So they defend an older man with multiple kids, with multiple women, dating a younger woman, and they'll kind of rah-rah him on. But then when the relationship doesn't work out, or when, let's say, God forbid, she becomes his baby mama number 7, then it's like the emotions, or the view kind of switches, where it's like, now now she's the fool. Now she should have known better. She should have chose better. when when it's like the current situation where she's dealing with this man, it's like, rah rah, go ahead, do your thing. But as soon as that relationship doesn't work out, or as soon as, she gets into her mid 30s and she's still not married because she's been dealing with men who don't want to commit, and now maybe she has one or two kids, now it's like, well, why didn't you make a better choice when you were in your 20s, when you were in your prime? But when she was in her prime and she was dealing with this guy, you're rah-rahing, and instead of encouraging this young woman to make a better choice right now, while she still has a chance, while she still doesn't have kids, while she's not baby mama number 7, instead of telling her now, you know, you might want to make a better choice, maybe, not that she's gonna has to listen to anybody, but why rah-rah right now and then thrash her about it in 10 years? You see what I'm saying? Like, we got to nip stuff like this in the butt now, even if they don't want to hear these conversations. Even if she's on TikTok and she don't want to hear it, she might need to hear it. A lot of times it's usually the people who don't want to hear the conversations are always the ones that actually need to hear the conversation. So all I'm saying is don't go thrashing and bashing this young lady in 10 years when she's baby mama number 7 and she's still not married and she's 35, 36, 37 years old. And and now all of a sudden she should have chose better 10 years ago when it's too late. Don't go thrashing and bashing her. I'm just saying, don't do it because it's just not fair. But anyways, let me know what you guys think about this. Let's have a conversation about it. Let me know what you think. Make sure you hit the like button. It does help my algorithm. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time.